Minionworks presents Troublesome Times in Tumbleson County.
AM 72 WCOC, the voice of reason in Tumbleson County. This is Henry Phillip Blackwood on the air with you at 20 minutes to noon here in Youngtown, the heart of Tumbleson. It's Saturday, March 4th in the year of our Lord 1933, and it's just about time to get caught up on the news from here and abroad. But first, we have ourselves a very special guest who'd like to say a few words to you. So go ahead and take it away there, son.
Thanks, Henry. Howdy, everyone. This is Nathan Lett, and I wanted to, wait, hang on here a second. I just need to...
Hey, now, wait a minute. What are you... Here, let me grab this wire. You just can't come in here and... No, I know what I'm doing, Henry. Just hang on.
I got it. There. That's better. As I was saying, howdy everyone, this is Nathan Lett, and I'd like to welcome you to the start of our newest adventure. Now, if you've been following us in Max's Minions for over the past 2 years, then first off, thank you, and secondly, this is going to be a bit of a departure from what you've heard in the past. And if you're just finding us for the first time to join us on this new adventure, then I wholeheartedly apologize for what you're about to be subjected to. Troublesome Times in Tumbleson County is our first new project under the Minionworks Podcasting Network banner, and as I've said before, it is a huge departure from what we've done in the past. For starters, we aren't in the land of Dungeons and Dragons anymore, but that doesn't mean we're monster-free. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Tumbleson is the creation of Aaron Burkett. Those of you who have listened to us before should know that name well. He was integral in working behind the scenes, concocting a lot of what happened in Seasons 2 and 3 of Max's Minions, and he played 2 characters to boot, Sura in Season 2 and Sally LaBeija from Season 3 forward. Now he's behind the screen, leading us in this new misadventure using Evil Hat Productions' Monster of the Week RPG system created by Michael Sands and Steve Hickey. The campaign is set in and around Youngtown, the county seat of Tumbleson County, which lies in western Knott, Mississippi, sitting on the banks of the Old Man River just across the way from Baptiste Parish, also known as the Devil's Backyard, in Knott, Louisiana. The campaign takes place in 1933, just as Prohibition is coming to an end in the United States, which is waist deep in the Great Depression. But economic woes are the least of the problems faced by the not-so-fair citizens of Youngtown and the surrounding areas. Evil and sinister forces have long been at work in the farms, forests, and swamplands dotted throughout the county, and now it would appear that there's a storm brewing on the horizon. Some say fire is about to rain down from the sky and cleanse the earth of the wicked, and that the Antichrist himself is standing on Tumbleson's doorstep. The campaign will follow a small group of Tumblesonians as they come face to face with horrors from beyond the gates of hell, all while trying to navigate around the feuding families of the county who are pushing and shoving one another to take their rightful place in the coming Armageddon. Now, what you're about to hear is the character creation session, where our players will bring to life the citizens of Tumbleson that you'll be following. If you've never heard of or have never had a chance to play in the Monster of the Week RPG system, this episode is also a good primer on how the system works. It's incredibly rules light and is definitely more character driven than dice driven, which, coming from 4th edition D&D, is more than a bit of a welcome relief. Some of the voices you'll hear should be familiar to you. Jeremy Bulloch, Larissa Erwin, Michael Clark, Aaron Burkett, and of course myself have all returned for this campaign, and there will be new voices as well. We're joined by Carolyn Pagan, and later on in the campaign, Suraj Berry, 2 new members of the Minionworks family. And as we started doing in Season 3 of Minions, we're ramping up the scripted interludes and production on Tumbleson, so we're all really very excited to get this series off and running. And so on that note, let's do just that. This is the character creation session for Troublesome Times in Tumbleson County.
True. You are by and large locals to the area, except maybe Michael if he wants to be a ferner.
All right,
not from around these parts.
Do you want to wait to get started and actually get this up and going, or what do you want to do?
You could
you can
fill out our character sheets.
Yeah, I know. I still have to do a bunch of stuff.
I'm Bobby Jack McGee.
Well, I'm going to tell you what to do this way. Once we get all set up and you're ready to go, then we
Pleasure
can...
to meet you, Bob.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk around with your character.
My dad's name is Bobby Jack. On his birth certificate, it's not Robert. It's not even Bob. It's Bobby Jack.
Does he go by Bobby or Jack? Or you gotta say the whole thing like a Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, he's gone by Bobby basically since going into the military.
Okay. You are on the east side of the Old Man River.
That's the Mississippi, right?
You're in not Mississippi.
Old Muddy.
Yeah. You are in Tumbleson County. Opposite it is Baptiste Parish. Tumbleson County prides itself on being God's country, while Baptiste Parish is a decadent land of verdant decay, the devil's backyard.
Yeah, I'm not from here.
All right, sounds good.
You're Mr. Yankee.
I mean, at least
Zenobia Albrecht.
Albright.
Zenobia. Where's that from? Where have I heard that?
I don't know.
I've just heard it recently.
Old black ladies, probably.
That's a pretty name.
It is a pretty name. It's one of my favorites.
So I figure that Bobby Jack comes from a family that has been like shiners up in the hills forever. That has sort of fallen on hard times now that the evil new shiners have come in and sort of taken over the family business. Bobby Jack got kicked in the head when he was little by a horse.
Is Bobby Jack two brain injuries away from being a serial killer?
Well, he's a nice, sweet boy that the whole town has sort of taken a hand in raising and like giving him little chores and odd jobs. Since he was a little boy, it was like, Bobby Jack, why don't you go down the hill and fetch us some water? Bobby Jack, why don't you paint this fence for us? We'll give you a whole penny. And Bobby Jack,
penny. That's a whole penny more than I had.
Bobby Jack, we made too much peach cobbler. There's no way we can eat it all. You better eat this peach cobbler. And so he's sort of the town mascot that everybody
You're the village idiot.
Yeah, he's a village idiot, but he's a nice guy that everyone sort of likes.
Mm-hmm. Character creation.
Right. Nate still doesn't have one.
I'm good.
Oh no. Oh wait.
We do actually.
What's up, Michael?
Huh?
How do I fill out this character sheet then?
You start on the second bar right there and read the text in italics.
Italics?
Yeah. If you say, it'll say you start out with all basic moves and then a number of moves based off of your playbook. Right there.
Okay.
Basic moves are stuff like read a situation, kick some ass, use magic, don't get your lunch eaten, manipulate somebody. Whenever you do the text in bold, you usually get to add special sauce onto whatever it is. These are usually any of the custom moves for a playbook are usually adding on to a base move.
What?
All right, so you see that middle column?
On which page?
No.
On page 1.
Page 1 moves right here in the.
Where it says your.
Yeah, I see the moves. Yep.
Okay. It says you get all basic moves plus X number of professional moves, right?
It says pick 3 of these.
Yep,
Yeah.
There you go. Then check 3 boxes. The ones that make sense for your character. Professionals do things like handle bureaucracy. Hold on, there's other things there. That's just the one I know off the top of my head. Okay, so you get deal with the agency, which is where you get to request extra manpower or equipment. It's 1930, so you're usually looking at either a hand of glory or a shotgun.
Hole of glory.
Yeah, that too.
No.
You just stick it on a wall and a penis falls out.
Oh, Jesus.
It's excise. It's just like...
There's a song about that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Detachable penis.
Yeah, King is
that you? Direction on demand.
All right, so you get to pick 3 of them. So one of them, for example, is like bottle it up. Whenever you act under pressure, you're going to get up to an additional bonus, and you're going to take penalties in the future whenever you're acting, again, under pressure. That includes like when someone's firing at you to keep you pinned, when you're diffusing a bomb and your hands are getting shaky, when you've got to get a ritual just fucking right, when you're handling a tense negotiation and they know that you're manipulating them, so manipulate somebody isn't really present, but you're trying to make the best or most rational argument, that sort of thing. When somebody's being a complete fuckwit and you can't get them to do what you want, that sort of thing. Unfazable is a bonus to a stat. Cool, that's how cool you are. Cool is the stat you use for acting under pressure, keeping your shit together, and strength of will. Are these all making sense, Michael? Mm-hmm. So on and so forth. So like reading a bad situation is a basic move. If you have technical genius, when you read a bad situation, you get to roll cool instead of sharp. And as a professional, your cool is your good stat.
So unfazable is take +1 cool.
Yes. So that's when you assign your stats, your cool is going to be increased by 1. That's a later checklist.
Okay.
That's the one under ratings.
It says max +3.
Yes.
So I can take unfazable 3 times.
No. Your cool max is at 3.
Ah.
Because you guys are relatively mundane characters, in general stats max out at 3.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna max out my cool for sure.
Well, if it turns out he's the chosen one,
And that's just how it goes.
then he could have higher than 3, theoretically.
Theoretically, right.
Okay.
If he turns out to be the chosen one and key on him. So that's moves. You're going to check off the number of boxes. Usually it's about 3, but some people have 2.
Holy shit!
What?
Mobility?
Yes.
Sweet ass ride?
Yeah, you have a car, and it's cool.
I know.
Warning, just so you were aware, there's like 12 cars in the county that are actually known and owned. The rest are all moonshining vehicles.
Is that good or bad?
No, it's just to be aware. Like, your car is going to be distinctive.
Oh, yeah, I'm making the fucking mystery machine. No shit.
Right. Cool.
When my mother's dad had the first car in the little town, what was it? I can't remember the name of the little town in Arkansas.
Podunkia, Arkansas?
Yeah, basically Podunk, Arkansas. They actually thought that if you went more than 20 miles an hour, you would die because you wouldn't be able to breathe.
That's a fair folk belief. And I mean, like, you know, in this era, if this is a magical realist monster hunting game, if enough people believe it, it might be true.
This is the 30s, right?
Yeah. 1930X.
Although in this part of the South, it's basically the 1830s with cars. Shitty cars.
I brought mine from the north.
Yeah.
Mine was shipped down, Bob.
As soon as you cross the Mason-Dixon line, it
starts to rust.
It starts making noises.
I like the idea of, like, crossing the line, like, the nice shiny car, like, peels away, revealing the pitted rust beneath it. Your headlights change. It's all...
Oh, I assume it's a ley line, right?
Yeah. That's just science.
All right, so I know I'm going to take the power of heart. When fighting a monster, if you help someone, roll plus cool. You automatically help as if you rolled a 10.
That's pretty fucking great. So yeah, you're gonna pick your moves, and then you'll pick your gear. It'll tell you which ones you get to pick based on certain things. Like I said, it's all checklists.
I'm taking oops. Oops. If you want to stumble across something important, tell the keeper. You will find something important and useful, although not necessarily related to your immediate problems.
Yeah, that's just science. That's fucking great.
I figured Bobby Jack will like stumble across stuff like that.
Oh, I figured Bobby Jack's got all sorts of shit sticking out of that back pocket.
How big is a 38?
It's basically a cop gun.
It's the distinctive. It's actually the iconic cop revolver.
Okay, and a 9mm?
Larger. That's the common pistol you'll see in movies.
Okay.
Unless you see like a Colt, which is a more distinctive, larger bodied handgun.
Basically, think the sort of snub-nosed revolver that you would see in like a 30s or 40s movie.
Is there a Wesson that's a 38?
Sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
16 less.
Okay, time to go with the looks.
Okay.
Pick one from
Everybody gets
each
3
list.
dollars.
Guess what?
3 hot dogs. They're $18. I was just checking because I already ate 2.
You're doing your hot dog math.
And I'm going to eat 3 more.
Well, I think I'm
only
good.
going to eat 1 more and see how many people other.
That's totally fair.
And then how many will you keister?
The rest.
In full disclosure, I grabbed 4. Sorry.
The real son of a bitch.
Well,
No, it's fine. She ate my third.
All right, so
now I gotta go eat. Then maybe I actually get to like do something. What are we playing?
She hasn't
again?
eaten any, so you know, Carol's are all opened up there like a prison yard. You gonna eat that chocolate pudding?
so how
There's turkey, beef, and sausage. The chili is vegetarian. The queso is just Velveeta and Rotel. There's veggie straws, all kinds of chips if you want to make Frito pie, and all kinds of lemon dessert.
That's part of why I started gaining weight after joining this game.
Sorry.
I don't eat hot dogs normally.
so for Under the Mundane with charm, cool, sharp, tough, weird.
Yeah.
What do we put for there? Like
there's on the second page is where you get your ratings.
Yeah.
Monster slaying weapons.
You see it?
I'm an
Knew it could
phasable
call 'em.
medic with a sweet ass ride.
Fucking cool.
I'm thinking a Rolls
It should be on
Royce Silver Spectre.
Let me see.
On the second page?
Yeah, it's usually on the second page. Characters.
It's like the entire town will come out of their shops and houses and
Let me see your first page.
and watch
It's
you
probably in the
drive
third
it down
column.
the road.
It's armored.
Yeah, it's in the bottom right corner of the last column.
Okay.
Bottom left.
I'm
Yeah,
just
bottom right.
blind.
Yeah, it says ratings. It's the very last item, third column.
Yes.
What would a van look like in the 30s?
Oh, woman.
A van will look like one of the classic 1940s paddy wagons.
You have eyes. I do have
eyes.
First?
What kind of eyes?
Or maybe like a panel truck with like the wooden slats going up on
Yeah.
the sides.
Okay, I got it. Like a troop carrier.
Dark
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
That's how my eyes. Dark eyes are like blink eyes. I like
It would look like that. I was gonna say like an SUV, but Model T. SUVs are modeled after American tanks by a French car designer.
I don't think that
Yeah.
Bobby Jack would have a very high, manipulation roll.
Yeah.
But all the ratings that it lists me are like charm +2.
Well, I figure if your Bobby, like think about it though, Bobby Jack's just got a heart of gold, and he looks into these things. People just like the way he handles himself.
But wouldn't that
It's
be
a real
under
shame about
cool?
him. No, that's what cool is keeping your shit together under pressure.
She's a normal
When was
person.
World War II?
Aside from.
It ended in 45.
No, very normal.
When did it
people
start?
on the street.
Oh well,
For us,
America
for
rolled
them.
in 41.
Yeah.
It started for everyone else in like 36.
Got it.
Okay. So.
It's amazing what happens when.
Now
there's-
the Great War would have ended in 1918.
Mystery.
Okay.
And locally, a lot of people like their grandfathers fought in the Civil War to get an idea of how close that actually is. The pangs of Reconstruction are actually still being felt in certain places of the country. One of the towns was actually burned to the ground because they received a larger sum of Reconstruction dollars.
Would I have a gun?
Is it on your character sheet?
I have the option of having a Magnum or a shotgun.
You're in Mississippi, right?
Yeah.
Shotgun.
It sounds like you get a gun.
I got yeah.
They issue you a shotgun when you come out of the womb in Mississippi. For squirrels and such.
Standard issue.
They tattoo it on your arm so use the serial number.
Yeah.
All right.
You're supposed to be buried with your shotgun.
Your pacifier is made from a 38 caliber bullet.
That's why they have terrible teeth.
Oh, this is going to turn into Jeff Foxworthy night, I'm sure.
Ooh, old-fashioned clothes. I love
I think
that.
that's probably the best we can hope for, in many ways.
So I need.
Your sister's also your grandmother. You might be from Tumbleson County.
Yeah, none of these ratings really seem... I guess I can just take one of them, but none of them really seem quite what I had in mind.
Let me see. Do you see Bobby Jack as being too dumb, like the Sling Blade character, like too dumb to lose his shit? Or what?
I just see him, nonchalantly going with the flow, not getting mad at anything, not getting mad at anybody.
Okay. Where's my down?
I see him basically being the town pack animal that, carry this icebox, up the hill.
I see him as being the one that's charm. No, hold on. Where is it? The charm +2, cool +1, tough +1, and weird -1. Because slide a point around if you want to.
Yeah, you're talking about. You said the charm +2, cool +1.
Yeah.
Then sharp 0, tough 1, weird -1.
Yeah. Because Bobby Jack doesn't strike me as somebody who's going to randomly start speaking Enochian or something.
No. He would totally accept it if other people start speaking in Enochian.
Right, but that's not necessarily a reflection of your weird
They sure
rating.
do talk funny.
All right, so I've picked 2 of my moves.
I'm trying to.
I've got enough distractions.
I'm thinking in terms of.
You know.
A sheriff, if the crooked would work.
Well, I mean, you get to pick a whole different versions of criminality, right?
Right. No. I understand.
Like, do
I'm
you just
saying.
turn a blind
So I mean,
eye to
I
the-
like things like you have crew. You have a regular crew. A team of 3 or 4 people will help you out.
Yeah.
That would be like
You and your crooked cops.
Yeah, my deputies.
I like the idea of being the crooked cop of the tiny country town.
I like that too.
The county sheriff.
So I'm torn between 2 different moves here.
Okay, what are you looking at?
Trust me, when you tell a normal person the truth in order to protect them from danger, roll +charm. On a 10 or better, they do what you say, no questions asked. On a 7 to 9, they do it, but then the keeper chooses the result.
Right.
On a miss, they think you're dangerous or crazy. The other one is what could go wrong? Whenever you charge into immediate danger without hedging your bets, hold 2. You may spend your hold to inflict +1 harm, reduce someone else's harm by 1, or take +2 forward on an act under pressure roll.
I like what could go wrong.
I was kind of leaning towards that. What all is covered by act under pressure? What all does that entail?
Anytime you are acting under pressure, under gunfire, under physical stressors, monster breathing down your neck, raining storm, being chased by the headless horseman.
Normal stuff in this town.
You know what I mean? Act under pressure. Basically, anytime there's a chance of you taking some sort of harm, you're acting under pressure.
Okay.
No matter what you're doing.
So under gear, you get 2 mundane weapons and a mean of transport, according to my mundaneness.
Yes. You actually have, part of mundane is the assumption that you actually have a day job, unlike all these other.
One of the options is nunchucks.
Does Bobby Jack have nunchucks?
Please?
Do you have a mullet?
No. What Bobby Jack has is 2 dead squirrels tied together at the tail.
As much as I like the idea of Tard Foo, I'm not.
No, please.
Although when I was a boy, I used to make nunchucks every couple months out of my mom's broom. I would like hacksaw it in half and like make a pair of nunchucks, and I'd hit myself in the face with it over and over until Mom found out that I had cut up her new broom and beat me.
How many grenades do I get?
Is that an option?
It says grenades. 4 harm, close, area, messy, loud.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So I have to soak it. So since I'm way the fuck behind,
You have as many as is necessary, as is dramatically expedient.
All right.
So what I'm hearing is infinite grenades.
You have
Sure be nice if I had some grenades.
You have more grenades than I have. Than
Javelins?
Stassi has javelins.
Javelins.
They're javelin brand grenades.
Basically,
There you
when you
go.
roll shit, that's when you're out.
Okay, I'm trying to decide between grenades and sniper rifle.
All right, so I'm going to take gonna take a pocket knife as one of my gear. It gives the options in addition to nunchucks or a handgun.
I dig that.
It gives the option of a sledgehammer or fire axe. How about I say a toolbox?
Yeah, that works.
Fire axe?
Yes.
Because you're the Mundy.
Oh, wait. An axe for like
Yes, not a flaming axe.
Yeah, I was thinking magically enchanted axe.
Because I'm mundane.
All right.
I mean, they're monsters. What the fuck do I know?
I'm thinking, because I'm way behind everybody else.
I have a bag of holding full of grenades.
I'm thinking of going the fixer background as a cop, and that basically I've
Perfect.
got connections.
You are involved in all sorts of things. I've got to tell you, buddy. I was cooking it up this morning. You're up to your eyeballs in sick shit.
So I get 2 of these moves, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think crew makes the most sense for me because I would have deputies.
Right. You have Buford Justice and Co.
And
And Sons.
Yeah.
Does the Hound Dog?
Daddy, I lost my hat. Hope your goddamn head was in it. No.
Does Lightning count as one of your crew? I think so. What do you guys think? Should you have a Basset Hound?
Yes.
That is in on everything?
What?
Sorry.
He's making Dukes of Hazzard reference.
Don't worry, I understood.
I'm not Roscoe.
I had a bloodhound, not a basset hound.
It makes no sense for me to take friends on the force. I don't think, because
What about in like another parish? You know, like is there like a network for you guys covering each other's butts?
Maybe
For
you know that guy.
Yeah, maybe you know super special
Or
agent
his
did.
supervisor.
maybe Michael's supervisor had like managed to get out of the town.
It makes sense that as the sheriff of the town, I probably have one of the actual working vehicles.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I think I would probably take driver.
Wait, I've got a...
Oh, you've got.
I've got a Cook's
Yeah, you've
car.
got a thing. Artifact.
For means of transport,
Deal with the devils.
can instead of a classic car in terrible condition, or a motorcycle, or a bicycle, or even a skateboard,
Do you want a rickshaw?
how about a mule?
You can't ride.
What's his name?
His name's Mule. Well, I guess that's too much like
All
dog.
right, so
Perfect.
So typically, this move would be you're a criminal and you've got friends inside on the force. Can I flip that around in the opposite direction? To say that,
You've got friends in the prison.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a mule named Sweetie.
I like that.
Sweetie the Mule.
Do you want criminals or do you want prison guards? Or a little bit column A, column B?
Yeah, a little column A, column B.
Okay, I dig it. All right. Okay. You have connections in the Parcel State Farm.
Ooh, resources. I have weird tech gadgets as an option.
Yeah. For you, it's way more of
It's a radio. A transistor.
I was thinking like Men in Black, just like.
You've got shit like a radio with the skull of a saint inside of it, and so you pick up weird etheric transmissions and like Hand of Glory.
Matthew McConaughey, if he was a Men in Black person.
All right. Yeah, I know.
Well, we could always say that you've got like I don't know, maybe the federal government has like like a Nikola Tesla device that like scrambles people's memories if you want something like that.
That's called bourbon.
I'm gonna take.
You get a point. I don't know what of, but you get a point.
I mean, I'm guessing 38 revolver, shotgun. I mean, those make sense.
You also never know when you want sap gloves. I don't know if they're on there.
I'm also thinking baseball bat because, damn it, why not?
It's America's pastime.
Damn right.
I got a big knife.
I don't know.
I could take. Yeah, I mean, I have a big knife. Effective weapons.
All right. Most everybody done through their picks of everything except history.
No, not.
I've still got to pick ratings. I'm way back.
No, that's fine.
All right. I'm Agent Simon Gray.
We're gonna swing around clockwise. We're gonna start at Zenobia. We're gonna go around. All right.
When do I start?
Right about now.
Okay.
Wait, we're waiting on Nate.
Yeah.
Hurry up, Nate.
So on history, it's like good friends or
Oh, that's right.
or romantically involved.
Let everyone introduce their characters and all that, and then you'll tell them that, and that's part of what you want to write on the back of your.
So very, very fiasco-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna jot that on the back of your character sheet. What's the name of your dirty cop? Oh Lord, they got the sheriff position?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Is she a Ferguson? Fudge.
What does that mean?
Only I didn't say fudge. The Fergusons are bad hillbillies with a capital bad and a capital Billy.
No.
And a lowercase hill.
Bad Billy!
Bad Billies. I don't know what that means.
I kind of like the term bad Billy.
Yeah. Fergusons are Stygian moonshiners from up north. They come down the river from their.
I hear they all got webbed toes.
Definitely want +1 to.
One of the daughters of that family, Siobhan, I see her. She's been going down to some of the ghost towns and slinking off with the youth, taking them down the river. Some sort of dark sabbath.
Well, makes sense she's going to the river since she's got webbed toes.
Well, that's just science.
She's good at swimming.
They could just be skinny dipping. Kids do that.
In this town?
Yeah.
In every town.
Yeah.
In every.
We don't got nothing but radio, so yeah, skinny dipping's the best entertainment we got. No moving picture house or anything.
No Nickelodeon.
We all just go down to the creek and cornhole each other till we're getting blue in the face.
Oh man.
That's so silly. Corn's supposed to go in the other hole.
Oh, Bubba Jack, he's always down for a good cornholing.
Yeah.
We watched at Keith's house. The one with Tori Spelling.
The only thing I know that she was in was Sharknado.
The Geisha Hayride.
The one that was the terrible Cthulhu movie.
Oh, the one where the global warming
That
is part of
was-
the Deep One's evil plot?
It was.
I gotta see
It
this.
was funded by a pornography channel.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I don't
Wow.
remember.
And she had fish babies in the bathtub.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I don't remember what it's called. But the great line of like, I don't want to get with you. Get in the car with you. You're a stranger. You could rape me. I'm the most notorious homosexual in the county. Get in.
That's a pretty great line.
So it's the best line in the whole movie.
All right, so
Besides, there's an awkward bit where the two guys are like, our main character and his best friend are in the pier, and like the main character is like jerking off the best friend, and the best friend's like saying like Marilyn Monroe.
Okay, I think I'm all the way to introduction, so I should be.
All right.
Writing all the names.
Okay, so we're starting with Zenobia.
We are starting with Zenobia Albright. Give us your quick introduction, include a bit about your looks, and we'll then transition to Samantha and what you do in town, and we'll transition then to Samantha Wesson.
Okay. My name is Zenobia Albright. I run the only bookstore in the entire town, Albright's Books and Bibles. It's on Baker Street next to.
It should probably be
General
book
Sodas.
and Bibles.
Well, I have more than one book.
It's a different version of the Bible.
Yes.
The S is in parentheses. Suggestive S.
I was gonna say the book was in there.
All right.
All right, so Zenobia's Books and Bibles.
Yes.
It's mostly farmers on the necks.
I'm a woman. I am thoughtful,
Gun manuals.
sort of quiet, but shrewd. perhaps.
Are you local? Have you been in town for a long time, or?
I think I'm Creole. I'm from Louisiana.
Okay.
So she's from the Devil's Backyard.
Are you married or are you a dowager?
I'm
a spinster.
Widow. I am indeed a widow. Kind of young for a widow. Not sure what the story is there.
Oh, gossip, cool.
My clothes look like they're nice, but they're taken care of, but they're kind of old-fashioned, like 10 years out of style, probably.
So kind of school marmy?
Librarian.
Librarian?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Moving
Nice.
on.
A little weird.
So, widow librarian.
Transition to Samantha Wesson. Tell us about yourself.
I am local, but I'm known in town for being a little weird things happen around me. Whether or not it's my fault, it's up for debate. I'm a young woman at this point. I've never married, and anyone who's
People are starting to talk now.
people are starting to talk.
My God.
I'm a nice-looking young woman, very unremarkable.
Okay.
I would blend into the background anywhere else. I wear very casual clothing, very much fit the cloth of what other young women in this town look like.
So dresses, not pants.
Yes. My eyes are the distincting feature that kind of is unusual for me is my eyes have a very dark, shadowy tinge to it. I'm very much shut off. And it shows most specifically in the eyes.
So like, no matter how well lit it is outside, it looks like you're wearing a hat.
There's just a band of darkness.
Have you ever seen somebody who's really, really, really black eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
But, very much a town local, very much, familiar with the town, familiar with the way it is.
Okay.
Fair enough. Special Agent Simon Gray.
I got assigned here to fucking corner bumfuck and you got a pretty mouth. So I walked in on my married supervisor, sideburns deep with his secretary. We're a black book version of the FBI. Sit around for stuff we can't put into reports. Imagine David Boreanaz in the role of Mulder.
Right.
But a lot less smarty and a lot more grenadey.
Kill, fire, steal, someone would be sure.
I got a sweet ride, a nice suit, and a fucking bag of holding full of grenades.
So like as far as the townsfolk are concerned, are you like a revenue agent? Keeping an eye on the moonshiners.
I could literally give any fuck what they think.
He's a handsome man from up north, and all the single ladies
I
in
work for the
town.
government.
Not all.
But yeah, I have nothing but contempt for this small town. Mississippi, podunk, fuck your cousin area.
Right.
I was educated in Oxford. I fought in the Great War. I was a medic. Like,
why am I here?
High
Oh,
five.
now you know why you're here.
yeah, I was.
Why was it such a big deal?
I was on my way to a directorship at the agency, like good at politics and everything, and I just got fucked over.
Now you
by
drink
the
your
supervisor.
feelings.
Yeah.
With illegal liquor prohibitions on.
People in town don't even brown bag it because you so obviously don't care.
I have a prescription.
It's tonic
that you
water.
wrote.
What did you see in the war that got you into the agency?
I actually walked in on like Hitler summoning a new mistress, full of vaginas and teeth.
Well, this would have been the Great War.
Oh yeah.
No, it's totally Hitler during his messenger era. His trench. It was weird.
He was 7. Already a powerful magus.
Well, Hitler
served in World War I. He was a courier.
Yeah, he was mustard gassed, which is what, along with the syphilis, what drove him crazy.
Yeah. Actually, no, I rescued Hitler.
You rescued him.
All right.
Inadvertently. Rescued him.
Sure.
you okay. Inadvertently responsible for Holocaust. Got it. Baba Jack McGee.
Baba Jack McGee comes from one of the old Shiner families. You know that sort of doughy, strong guy body type you used to have with like, you know, strongman contests or like old pro wrestlers from back in this time period where there's no definition, but just like a lot of, you know, mass.
It's just like Charlton Heston in just that.
I drink a gallon of milk a day.
Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah. I kind of look like I was a sculpture carved out of mashed potatoes.
Dusty Rhodes?
Well, not like as flabby as Dusty.
Andre the Giant, but not 8 feet tall.
Well, he's a big, huge dude. You know, well over 6 feet tall.
Lenny.
Yeah, very much. You know, Lenny from Of Mice and Men.
Okay.
Blonde hair. I've got 2 pairs of coveralls. I've got my regular coveralls and my Sunday church coveralls.
Sunday ones have less holes in them.
I do my best to keep my Sunday best, my nice coveralls, you know, clean, and I wash them every week. I've got a visible horseshoe scar on my head
Which explains so much.
from where I got kicked as a kid. But yeah, Baba Jack is just sort of this nice simpleton that everyone in the town sort of looks after and gives odd jobs to. His daddy and all his brothers got killed when the Fergusons came to town, you know, in a big shootout down at the old mill, and so now it sure did. But I take care of Mama by doing odd jobs around the town. And everyone makes sure that we have, you know, at least enough.
Yes.
All right.
You guys keep going.
And that's it for Bobby Jack. He's a very simple, nice dude.
All right. And Tumbleson County Sheriff Horace Ferguson.
So, the Ferguson clan has the reputation of being bad hillbillies, and Horace would definitely be the baddest of the bad hillbillies.
Like Coach Boss, a neighbor in Alabama.
Yeah. So visual appearance wise, I'm thinking very Hank Williams Jr., but not quite as well kempt. So
always sweating.
Yeah, always sweating. I'm trying. There's an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000, a laser blast, and there's yes, that's what I'm thinking is the sheriff from Laser Blast, who he's this, you know, just smarmy, you know, just harass everybody to get his way, and just always, you know, walking around sweating, just, you know, you look at him and he's the very opposite of what you would expect a law enforcement individual to look like.
So I guess my question is: does Sheriff Ferguson actually enforce the law, or is it just, hey, this town is mine for the pickings?
A little column A, little column B, depends upon what day of the week it is and what side of the bed I wake up on. So
even the sheriff of Nottingham would occasionally keep the peace.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want the town to fall into disarray. I don't. It's not as if I don't care about the community or I want to see it fall into lawlessness. I mean, I'm definitely going to keep the police or keep the peace, but anytime I can see a way to sort of manipulate things to either favor myself or my family, I'm definitely going to twist it to get something out of it. I keep the peace, but at a price, I guess might be the...
So as long as everyone's paid up, they get protection.
Yeah, it's you could look at it that way.
Nice little town you got here. It'd be a shame if something happened to it.
Yeah. I guess one of the things I'd say is that one of the long-standing rumors around town is how I actually became sheriff, and that everybody around town can't believe that I won the election. Nobody can really ever seem to agree on the fact that I don't remember voting for him, but magically all the votes.
It was a pie eating contest. Fucking hillbillies.
But
there's lots of good kinds of pie.
Yeah,
apple pie.
Did you just bubble gulp with a pie?
Cherry pie.
Yeah.
Lemon meringue pie.
And he's definitely a sheriff that likes his food and likes his...
Hang.
Pie.
Strawberry rhubarb.
Them's good eats. My mama makes a good rhubarb. Just thought y'all should know.
Bad she couldn't keep you from dropping. She hold you up by the soft spot, did she?
He was kicked in the head as a child. Don't be so callous.
He was kicked in the head yesterday. I saw it.
Only because you did it.
Well, Miss Zenobia, I had that coming. So sometimes people just need their personal space, and if you get too close, you're gonna get kicked in the head.
True words.
Never spoken.
Never spoken.
All right.
Can you get kicked in the head?
So from the game standpoint and with the introductions, then is that where we move on to the
history?
Next, okay.
This is a small town. Everybody knows everything about everybody.
All right.
Okay. So my question: how much of this are we supposed to reveal as part of character creation? Do we need to reveal all of it, or are there things that we want to keep secret, or how does that work?
You keep it secret. Certain things you can. You will need to at least publicly tell one of them.
Okay.
It says by name and look, tell the group what they want, what they need to know about you.
Okay.
Yeah. And then history, go around the group again. Guys, go ahead and make your selections for your characters in relation to everybody else. Again,
Do we pick one for everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's part of what you can jot on the back in shorthand. I recommend numbering the history elements and
So do we have to pick from these groups?
Yeah.
Oh.
You pick from those amongst everybody. And if there's something that would be a public relation, like say one character is your ward or they live with you or something like that, you need to tell them that because that informs the relationship between your characters.
Well, since Larissa and I are the only locals, it makes sense if we're kin. Like maybe on Mama's side or something. That's why we have different last names.
Well, actually, that would make sense because my parents aren't around anymore. We don't know what happened to him. Terrible accident, you see.
Oh, yeah, that's a real shame. I remember that. Was it a burn? Was it heat lightning or?
It was the darndest thing. It was the darndest thing. The entire house went up.
Yes.
And I managed to get out.
It was a Bond Ferguson.
When all else fails, it's a Ferguson.
Turns out the horse that kicked me in the head was a Ferguson. There's two Fergusons.
So it's Bobby Jack, right?
Yeah, Baba Jack McGee.
Yeah.
So.
Cousin, I think probably would be the easiest.
Yeah. We're cousins. Maybe our mama's.
So my
sisters.
question is if I want to reveal this to the person who knows, do I have to? Can I reveal it secretly to them?
Oh, there are no secrets.
Okay,
that's part of the thing.
Right.
You are adults. This is assumed to be a mostly friendly game.
Okay, just
barring Special Agent Simon Gray's general disdain for salt of the earth and blue collar folk in general.
Oh, we can be friends. I just don't like you.
Yeah. So
That's not how this
perfect
works.
No, that sounds like science.
I don't know. Have you met me?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
So I guess I'm suspicious of Sheriff Ferguson because the Fergusons killed my daddy and brothers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
So
this is what I was thinking. So
my bookshop.
Sometimes
So I won the election in a landslide. When they went to recount the votes, everything lined up, and nobody in the town can remember actually physically voting for me. They wouldn't imagine that they would vote for me, and yet everything points to it's a legitimate election.
So the vote box was swapped?
Well, no. So one of the things is that you worked with someone who was more than they seemed. Pick one: sorcerer, demon, fairy, psychic. So I'm thinking, could I have employed the use of, I don't know, say...
No, that was probably her responsibility.
I don't know if psychic's the right word, but basically I got them to basically brainwash the entire town on election day
Oh, yeah,
voting
absolutely.
for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
To do that, and then the tie into history would be that Simon Gray figured it out and knows that...
what happened?
Yeah, knows what happened.
He knows, but just doesn't give a shit.
Well, there's probably a little bit of a symbiotic relationship in that we're both in law enforcement and we both can't stand each other, but we realize every once in a while it's good to have...
Election laws out of my purview.
That actually works really well with what I picked for you.
Oh, is it? Okay, because this hunter knows about your criminal past. Tell them what crimes they saw you commit. So you didn't see it, but you, by whatever means, figured it out.
Yeah.
We're well informed.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I need to announce it?
You won the election
Is that
by
character where?
the vote of 180 to 30. There is only 160 citizens, so the government kind of noticed. Yeah.
How psychically aware are you, Horace?
How psychically aware am I?
How used are you to brain
I'm
fuck
a
with?
law enforcement little lady. I can look at somebody and I just know they're guilty. I can read your mind right now.
Out of character.
Oh, out of character? Well, fuck, you take all the fun out of it.
No, this is important.
He's actually a snake person.
So how psychically am I is driven by what? My...
No, it's just a general question.
General question.
Does Horace as a Ferguson, and therefore having the antediluvian snake blood of fallen Atlantis in his veins...
Yeah.
Would you notice if I had, say, a premonition about you? Is it something that you think your character would be aware of?
No.
She wouldn't have...
No, I think you're good.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that.
I've decided
You didn't double down on Snake Shaman?
No.
Not yet, anyway?
Not yet, anyway.
I've decided that Mr. Gray is my friend because I like his car. His car is real shiny and it goes fast.
I do give him.
And
it makes noises when I step.
I do give him rides.
When you take him out of the county and then drop him off and drive back.
Yeah, I take him into the woods. I'm like, you get!
I don't like you anymore.
And by ride, I mean I leash him to the back bumper.
I keep up.
So like the dog in National Lampoon's Vacation?
Actually, I'm going to change that. Is your character psychically aware? Not really?
I'm with the government, man. We're aware of everything.
All right, so
Might as well get a point for something.
Sammy is my cousin.
Yep.
I've decided that we're friends because I like his car. I'm suspicious of the sheriff, so it just leaves how I feel about Zenobia.
She got book learning.
I do.
She's got book learning for days.
You know what?
And by book
Now
learning,
then,
one book. The Bible.
because I'm next door to the general,
Yes,
and
the
so
only book in the county.
I give you a penny, and you give
The
it to
county
me.
library is...
That's awful
It's
nice.
just a book on a table.
One of the options in here is they
just making shit up.
introduce you to the existence of monsters. Maybe you've got like a scary book about monsters I like to look at the pictures of.
Like Brazos County ghost stories or something?
Yeah, maybe you like read ghost stories to all the neighborhood kids, and I still come to it even though I'm like 20 years older than all the other kids.
Well, my initial idea was that I would just be like a witch. Maybe.
Horace, how long have you
I'm
been
cool
in
with
town?
that.
Horace, how long have you been in town?
So you have some supernatural knowledge. How much real knowledge you dish out to us is up to you. But I've learned at least some scary stuff from hanging around you.
Yeah. Cool.
I've been in. Well, I mean, I'm going to venture Horace is 42. So Horace, I mean, he's been in his whole life, I would imagine.
Okay, so I've known you for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, how old are you? I would imagine you've probably known me as old or as long as
I've been alive.
Okay. Or as long as you can remember.
Figure
Maybe that's just part of your snake blood.
vampires, stake through the heart.
All the ladies know
garlic.
It is a common held
urban fire, cut off their heads.
It is a common held town legend that the Vice Den Bloodland was wiped off the earth by an act of God. A hurricane whipped out of nowhere and just sank it all. That's part of how we know we're in God's country. Because, the devil's backyard, they just let all the sinning happen, and God don't bother to do nothing.
I mean, he did invent malaria, so sure.
Right.
That story gives me bad dreams.
All right.
Sure.
But I like hearing it because it's fun to be scared sometimes.
Actually, yeah.
All right, so Bobby?
So you're not as dumb as the kid who didn't know how to shiver? You're smarter than he is.
Bobby, my background for you
my
is
entire life.
I got sent to deal with you as a hazard to the agency's policies one time. So basically, as a hey Simon, go fuck yourself kind of thing, they told me there was an immortal here who had lived through things that would have killed any man. It's mostly just stories of you getting run over by a tractor and other bullshit. So I was sent to take you out, but then I realized you were just lovable fuck truck.
He's not a Highlander at all.
Yeah.
He's just a dumbass.
So I'm a little bitter about it, even though I know logically it's not your fault.
I like it.
All right. Horace, I've worked with you before, and you're well regarded with the agency. So yeah, we knew you got fucking vote picked. So I just walked in and be like, hey.
By well regarded, you don't mean that in a good way, I was saying, right?
Well, the agency's not good or bad; they just are.
Yeah,
yeah, they're just bureaucratic assholes.
You're a well-regarded tool now that we know.
Understood.
Like I walked into your office with a mugshot of the psychic you used to fix the election. I'm like, hey, remember this guy? Yeah, we tortured him for a while, and he had great things to say about you. So I've got this guy, Bobby Jack, I need to set up surveillance with, and I'm gonna need your assistance. So you helped me learn. Oh, he's just an idiot.
Bobby Jack, he was kicked in the head with a horse. I mean, if you're going to call anybody an immortal, I guess him, because he's just too stupid to go to the Grim Reaper.
Zenobia, you're on an agency watch list.
Oh dear.
So far, the only reason I can come to the conclusion that you're on it is because you're the only literate one in this entire fucking county. You might be spreading communist sedition or demon-worshipping manuals. I could really fucking care less. But it's you're the only one who I think shouldn't drown. Just drown themselves. What was your name again?
Samantha.
Your name's Juanita now. I call you Juanita, so that's what I wrote down. I just can't read my own handwriting.
I love the idea that he's drunk so much.
Oh, I know your name.
At this point,
I just call you Juanita.
We worked together on a mission successfully,
tequila bottle
or unofficially and successfully. So I lost my car keys, and I needed a mentalist to help me find them. They were in my other pocket. Thanks for that.
That was very important.
That required a lot of work on my part. The bulge in his.
I was super drunk outside the diner, and just you psychic lady, come here.
I assume Sheriff
Find
Fortas
my keys.
Made sure that nobody got arrested for killing the McGees.
Of course not.
Yeah, that's.
Although, how long ago would that have happened? Would I have been? Well, yeah, that would have.
I figure it's a fairly recent thing that that the rest of the Fergusons like carpet bagged their way into town.
Okay.
So it was basically a thing where the investigation was about a minute and a half of you looking around and saying, well, they tripped and landed on these bullets.
They fell down an elevator shaft on 13 bullets.
So of course I know what I've got for Simon. Simon knows that I threw the election.
Yeah. You kind of work for the federal government now.
So the way I'm looking at it, Bobby Jack is probably the only McGee that I actually can stand because he once actually inadvertently saved my life, although he doesn't realize that he did it. So I treat you like crap around town, like the whipping boy, and I constantly put you down, but inside I'm always keeping an eye out for you. So if somebody does try and do something to you, I'm allowed to abuse you, but nobody else is.
Gotcha.
That kind of arrangement. It's this
I
really
get to scrape my shit off on you. No one else does.
It's this really weird love-hate relationship. So, judging from Samantha, so I knew Samantha when we were younger, and we actually talked, and I actually, I'm manipulating this one ever so slightly, but it's,
No.
Yeah, I know.
To write what's written.
Well, no. So I actually looked at her as being sort of a moral compass. There was a time when she was trying to tell me that I was worth much more than what my bloodline kind of dictated. So I kind of looked at her as a moral compass.
Maybe you were just an asshole before the Fergusons came, but once the rest of your kinfolk came to town, then you had to peer pressure. Now you're
it's all keeping
a much
up
bigger
appearances.
asshole.
Yeah, it's all keeping up appearances. But then for whatever reason, she stopped talking to me one day, and I'm not sure why.
Because of the slight murders that you committed.
You may or may not be involved with an illegal convict leasing scheme with the Parcel State Farm and Zeb Coryell. I'm just saying, it's not all the prisoners that get in the back of your car make it to the prison yard.
So, explain me a little bit about Zenobia's background again, real quick, because I think I've got a link, but I'm not sure. Did I hear you say? Did I hear you say that you were a witch, or that was
that? Yes.
Okay.
Or people think I am, and I may or may not be.
Okay.
Depending on who you ask, she may or may not be responsible for killing her husband.
Okay.
I never see a shadow square up in her bookshop. If she ain't trying to ward off exes, she must be working them.
Well, she ain't from here neither.
Yeah. This hunter worked with you on a semi-legal or legal job.
From Baptiste Parish.
So from that angle, given her background, I could say that Zenobia helped get me in contact with the psychic that helped brainwash the town to win the election.
Totally.
I turned a blind eye to the fact that she may or may not have killed her husband. It's kind of a...
Yeah, basically, there's probably a brief...
So you threatened me to get me to do what you wanted, and I did it. Yeah.
Hey.
Well, I mean, the options that are on the show.
That actually fits perfectly because I go to her to help with control. So if I figure out that she brainwashed the town, put her in contact that she knew that, I go to her. I'm like, well,
This seems appropriate.
Absolutely.
She's eating chicken. I'm sorry.
So I will say this.
I actually meant to keep keep one of those jugs from last as a prop.
So I know
for you soon.
Cool.
I am.
You can say you prevented what may have been a witch hunt and a lynching in my favor.
Yeah.
So.
Or at least that's how you spun it.
Wait, is she the one that witchcrafted the town?
No, but she's the one that got me in touch with the
hoodoo conjure lady.
They could do it.
The Zobot.
From across
the Zip Zop? Zoobity Bop?
Yeah, from across the river in Baptiste Parish. That land that was ruled by Code Noir and other decadent legislature.
Alright, so I think
I ain't ever been over there. Mama says it's bad.
But you know me, Bobby Jack. I'm not bad.
Yeah, but you moved here where it's good.
You ain't from there no more.
I sure did.
The nincompoop has a point.
Shoot, I guess that leaves just me.
Special agent is drinking again.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Well,
I'm thinking to stay in character. I'm just going to have to constantly.
Well, you still
while
tell
we
other
play
people what they are.
because that's every time you turn around, the sheriff's just sitting there, just like pulls a pie magically from out of nowhere and just starts eating.
My God,
I'm gonna keep drinking as we play. So
Dean? No, he's just like Dean. Dean's always eating, especially turducken. Do we have turducken here?
Sure, why not?
It's country.
It's Anglo-Irishville. Sure.
wait, I thought you meant here. I'm like,
We've got turducken.
Is that a challenge?
We
I don't
take
have a duck,
squirrel,
but I
and
can
we
get
stuff
one.
it inside a possum, and then we stuff that inside a duck, and then we stuff that inside whatever we find on the side of the road.
I was about to say it's probably.
Sometimes we stuff it inside of a pig if we can find one.
I could probably get all three of those.
Pigs for
right
fancy
now.
people.
Go to turducken.com. Wait, don't. Turducken.com is probably a sex site.
I sure hope so.
Like a little party.
Well, live reenactments of aristocrats jokes.
Yeah, so like maybe turducken.org or turducken.gov.
Turducken.edu.
Yes.
There's only one way to find out.
No, it's actually safe.
Oh, cool.
I like that
you
one.
can actually buy gourmet turduckens for $89.99 at turducken.com.
Deal.
Visit your friends at turducken.com today.
Are they an official sponsor of the Maxis Minions
They
podcast?
are now.
Look
Whether they like it or not.
all right, I'm gonna buy turducken.co.uk or something, and it's gonna be a porn site.
Actually, it'll just be men having sex with turducken.
No, just me.
Oh, okay.
Stuffing birds.
Well, you stuffing a bird while getting stuffed yourself would be a turducken. I'm just saying.
You be the duck.
Turgoosen.
Yes.
All right. Oh yeah.
I didn't.
Do you want Zenobia? Your history, Zenobia.
Okay.
So, like, all the other stuff that everybody already said.
That's from them to you. Now it's from you to them.
Okay. You,
Ma'am.
you work for me in my store,
Yes, ma'am.
and I guess that might be a little weird because we're both two single women working in the store. We don't seem interested in marrying any of the nice young men around the town.
Where I'm from, we call that lesbians.
Well, down here that's spinsters, and any woman who ain't married at 18, that's an old maid. So a lot of old maids live together since they don't have a man to take care of them.
I call that fun to watch on a Saturday night.
And they want a man so bad they practice kissing each other, huh, Bobby Joe?
We do seem like we're friendly, but not that friendly. Jeez.
The idea of probably anything more than kissing has. Well, I guess Bobby Jack's familiar with. Like down on the farm, the animals.
Animal husbandry?
But people husbandry eludes him.
Yeah.
You would be my apprentice.
Yeah, there's just a stork that drops him off. That's what Mama always said. She ain't a liar.
He knows about kissing. He knows about holding hands.
Hey.
We make it work. But
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, Bobby Jack.
Let's see. Previously.
That sounds like
I have
science.
to pick one for each other hunter. Let's see. I don't even know what to do with this.
Can I have another card? I like wrote all of this weirdly.
Well, you could totally be a rival with Agent Gray since he has you on his watch list.
It gives me, okay, I'm using one for her. She is my apprentice. You know about some of my dark secrets, like the things I tell you about monsters, but you don't tell anybody those because they're special secrets.
Yeah, those are special secrets, yeah. I ain't telling nobody, Miss Zenobia.
This town ain't got a monster problem. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, I get mad because I come into your store and ask for stuff like the Iliad or stuff, and you just never have it. It's just Bibles and
I can
Farmer
order it,
Almanac.
sir, but it's not really something I keep in the store. Just
damn it, never mind. I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna watch the fucking paint dry. Fuck this town.
Bobby Jack's whitewashing the fence. You want to go check that out? It's pretty exciting. He's using his toes.
Fucking throw rocks at him.
My hands got
You
hurt.
leave my cousin alone.
I lost a toe once to a snapping
Nobody
turtle.
throws rocks at that boy but me. You want to watch me throw rocks at him?
My other
go right ahead.
options.
Here's some rocks.
They came to me for
They're
advice,
also known as
and my
bullets.
advice got them out of trouble. And what was the trouble?
The trouble is not being sheriff.
Yeah, not being sheriff would be the trouble.
Okay. Yeah.
So as a witch, you're probably aware that the Fergusons are all corrupt, evil, and not technically human.
Yeah.
But
In
maybe
his mouth and all that.
yeah, but maybe Horace has enough human blood in him that he was all right until the rest of the Fergusons came to town. So maybe maybe you can tie into that where you were trying to keep him from going full-blooded Ferguson.
You can't never go full Ferguson.
And I failed. I failed to get him out of that trouble.
Well, there's always hope. Mama says there's always hope.
Everybody deserves a second chance if they've
Where
got a
there ain't
soul.
hope, there's moonshine.
Okay, I figured it out.
I'm
Seeley Booth mixed with Val Kilmer playing the guy in Tombstone.
Doc Holliday?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do you have
the consumption? People die from
Now
consumption
I
of the
do.
spirit. Yeah, now I do.
Based on how much he drinks, I think there's
Definitely
lots
an
of
algae.
consumption.
Maybe your liver's starting to cut out on you because you drink so much. So it's a sort of thing where if you stop drinking at this point, you'll probably die.
Yeah.
There's more alcohol.
Cumulative hangover would surely kill me.
Yeah.
There's more alcohol in your blood system than blood.
Yeah.
It's actually tomato juice from the Bloody Marys.
Hey, everybody! The agent done scraped his knee on the sidewalk. Everybody gonna lick it.
Getting a gig of buzz.
Okay. My other options are distant relation. Previously, both members of an eldritch group now disbanded. Help to get a singular item now a part of my haven. Top of the same master or save their life.
Have
You got me the bag of holding. I keep my grenades in. Now I go fishing with them.
We ain't seen no gators around here for quite some time since the agent came to town.
A lot of gator meat, though.
That's
Well,
nice.
maybe there's other people from his agency that used to be in a coven with, and so
Okay.
that might be part of why you're on that watch list.
I like rival just because I'm the only other one in this town that can read.
Form complete sentences.
An eldritch.
Not talk with a terrible accent.
I don't know.
Butcher the English language on a regular basis.
Although it pisses me off because I'm kind of a parrot and I'm just picking it up from you people. So occasionally I'm like, yeah, I'll have a malt and a fucking hamburger. Fuck! Steak, burn it.
I like both members of an eldritch group now disbanded. Except, can I change that?
Yeah.
Can I be like? You're not
You're
really.
allowing us to go against the rules.
maybe
Holy
you used to be.
I know, right? Crazy.
A part of the agency.
Yeah.
Say,
I want to be an ex-agent.
Consultant, maybe?
Consultant. Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, there you go.
And you're on their watch list because you
know some
we
secrets.
haven't.
You took secrets with you when you left.
We haven't even technically played the
That's a
game
great
yet.
idea.
This is already much
No,
better.
what are you talking about? We're already playing the game. This is part of everything.
How about that?
I like that.
You guys just haven't started chasing down monsters yet.
Haven't we, Aaron?
I'm especially mad that you seem at peace here.
No, I think there are 5 of them
Now
at the
I'm
table
seeing
right
your
now.
face again.
Judging by their
You just
background.
bring trouble with you everywhere
Well,
you go.
maybe if you replace the word monster with chasing down hot dogs,
You're like
that's
the
what we've been
60 Minute
doing.
Double Bone Man.
I've been chasing my hot dogs for cookies.
Not that charming.
You?
Make 'em go away.
I made other people go away for good.
No. I told you, I know that's not a good idea. That will hurt you in the long run.
The left-handed path. It looks like it's the shorter path, but
It is not the right path.
yeah, no.
It's a long plunge down in perdition.
Mama says the left hand is the potty hand.
That's why you don't shake with it.
Mom, Jack, your mom was a wise woman.
Left-handed path, sometimes all you got when the right hand gets tired.
Listen,
Left
Auntie
handed path
May.
feels like a stranger.
Your mother's name is May now, because that's what it sounds very May.
Yeah.
Listen to Auntie May.
May McGee.
Yeah, May McGee.
Okay.
Seems legit.
So I've got one for everybody except you. I guess. Kind of.
Everybody in the Ferguson clan refers to her as all the way May.
Yours was you going for me to me for advice? I guess I saved your ass in a tight spot, kind of, because I put you in touch with that psychic.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of that psychic?
Well, I mean, think of it in the terms of I had to be elected sheriff to basically keep my entire family from getting lynched or thrown into prison or both.
Or worse, leveling the town.
Yeah.
You know, if they didn't think they were running things, they probably wouldn't have left anyone alive here.
Well, the other side of it is
liked
it
to
also
see
gives
them
you a certain
try.
sense of autonomy from the matron. From that snake mother. Because the Fergusons would just level it all with arcane might. Turn everybody inside out.
Do we need to see all this?
So, what's a good like voodoo mama name that could have been the lady you hired to work the gree-gree
No.
to dominate the town?
And so I'm assuming you paid a hefty price for that. Because they don't just do stuff for free.
Well, was it
even worse? Maybe we haven't paid
or
yet.
was it for me?
Mama Tambo just ain't claimed her payment yet.
Well,
she's got several favors hanging over your head.
I was gonna say it was this famous one, like from
Marie Laveau.
Marie Laveau.
Nicolas Cage bought her house for a while.
Yeah.
He also owned Madame Lalaurie.
So
Which is
Marie
even
Laveau,
worse.
because
Yes.
she's a fucking immortal. Most practitioners work with subtle things, and what you want is overt. So you have to go to someone very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Okay.
She's the high priestess of the Southern Winds.
And now you owe her a very big favor.
Which she has not yet collected, and is only getting worse with interest.
So there we go. Our characters are ready to set forth and face the great and terrifying unknown together. We'd love to get interactive with all of you out there listening, so please don't be shy and come visit us soon. Now, I suppose you probably want to wrap this up, don't you, Henry? Hang on, let me just grab this.
And there we go. That better? Much, thank you. You mind if I go ahead and wrap this up then? No. It's your show. You go right ahead. Well, thanks. Now, there are bad signs cropping up all over Tumbleson, folks. Ghosts from the past, creatures from beyond, magic and hoodoo so thick in the air you can practically taste it. It's not safe out there, but I'm here to help you, listener. You just keep your radio tuned right here to AM 72 WCOC, the voice of reason in Tumbleson County. This is Henry Blackwood saying until next time, may the Almighty keep all of us safe in these troublesome times.